speak about the war that we're in. And how do you know that we're at war, brother? Say Haki. Some people may look at you, brother Haki, like, man, Dr. Brother Haki crazy. We talking about a war. I don't see a tank outside, and I don't see people running through the neighborhood in fatigues and machine guns. So what war are you talking about? How was he a prisoner of war? How was Baba Sekou a prisoner of war? Let's touch on the war. What is the war, Baba Haki?
Yeah. It's just like what you said. A lot of us are under the indoctrination of the American dream and the so-called democracy, the false democracy of this, what we know today as the settler nation of the United States of America, who perpetuates through the world that, Black people or New African or African people within the borders of the United States of America, they put out to the world like we are actually here in North America, living good under a great democracy of freedom, which is a false illusion that's been perpetuated to the world, to other nations. You know what I'm saying? Because when we're talking about war, we're talking about global warfare. We're talking about everything that's going on in the world. Now, but when we're speaking specifically about Black people in the United States of America, New African people in the United States of America, we're talking about the war that's been initiated on our people since the transatlantic slave trade. Let's start there.
Start there.
You know what I'm saying? People got to understand this. It's very simple. I know it's hard to get, but when we're talking about the transatlantic slave trade in Africa, y'all got to realize this was an act of war on sovereign people, nations of people. A lot of people like to use the word tribes. I don't really like to use that too much, but we do know tribes exist. But we're talking about people that were actually nations. You see what I'm saying? Of people, ethnic groups. These European nations, when they went into Africa, what do people think that was? When they went into invade a sovereign land, a free people, you see what I'm saying? Living free on their land. And don't get it twisted. We know they had their little internal issues in Africa and things of that nature, but it's not about that. It's about what these European nations did when they went into Africa and they started to kidnap people. You know what I'm saying? Kill people, capture people, you know what I'm saying? Rape people and things of that nature. Genocide these individuals and take them from another continent to another continent. You see what I'm saying? And enslave them. Y'all got to realize these are the first political prisoners and prisoners of wars. Your ancestors who were attacked in Africa, brought to this landmass. So when we get to this landmass and they attack the nations on this landmass and capture those nations on this landmass, what do people think this is? The war didn't stop. You see what I'm saying? When people are being brutally genocided, murdered, enslaved, you know what I'm saying? Oppressed. Let's just put it out there. Being oppressed constantly, 365 days out the year, that's war. And the war didn't end when slavery ended. People got to understand that. The war didn't end when slavery so-called ended. The Emancipation Proclamation is where a lot of these citizens of America, Black citizens of America, this is where the indoctrination started. When the Emancipation Proclamation came in. And we got to realize Emancipation Proclamation isn't liberation. Liberation is when you have your own land. You see what I'm saying? Your own
teach
government and things of this nation that I hate to say that a lot of our people haven't been educated on. And it's a lot of people that's not trying to get educated on that aspect of history. But y'all got to realize there were Black brothers and sisters who were fighting for land, who were fighting for self-governance and things of this nature. Nat Turner, all these people, even from the slave revolutionaries, all the way up until Baba Sekou Odinga. What do you think these individuals were fighting against? They were fighting for self-preservation. They were fighting against genocide, the Maafa,